Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from the beautiful metaverse and more specifically from beautiful Danville, Illinois, homeland of the Corellian tradition. And this is Midday with Reverend Don. Welcome. And as you know, if you follow Midday with Reverend Don, you can type your questions or comments into whatever platform you are watching on. And assuming that you're watching live, they should show up here in my chat room. And I have my chat room display on so that you can if you're watching, share the comments with me. And this is a lovely way for us to talk together. Today, I thought I would once again offer some mini readings if anyone is interested. I don't do this terribly often, but I've been in the mood today and yesterday to do that. So if you're looking for a mini reading, and hello to Mary Cavalcante, it's good to see you, Mary. If you're looking for a mini reading, I will be doing them today. If you'd like a real reading, a long reading, you can always schedule one through CorellianPublishing.com or message me directly. And while we're waiting for questions for mini readings, I thought I would talk about a subject that I frequently come back to, which is superstition. And if you follow my work, you'll know that my understanding of superstition is basically Plutarch's definition of superstition. That is, that superstition is things that we do out of fear of spirit, as opposed to religion, which is things that we do out of love for spirit. And as an example, I do readings as an act of love for spirit, love for the way that spirit communicates with us in our lives, the way that it influences us. I do meditation for the same reason. I do it out of love, but many people do things and react to spirit out of fear, often because they've been trained that way by movements that are afraid of spirituality. And you see this very frequently, in the United States, certainly, where people are afraid. Many people are made afraid of spiritual communication because of a conservative Christian upbringing, which is terrified of anything spiritual. And you see this in how they react to any spiritual manifestation with fear, when in fact it could be entirely positive. But we have our first question from Renee. And hello, Renee. And Renee would like to know how her finances are for this month. So I'm shuffling the cards. And then I will draw 3 cards for Renee's finances. And our first card is the 4 of Wands, followed by the King of Cups, followed by the King of Lamps. And what I would say for that 4 of Wands is achievement of something that is desired, accomplishment, something coming to pass that you have wanted. And that would be very positive financially. It's followed by the King of Cups, which is happiness, being in a good, happy, satisfactory situation. And the King of Lamps, which is meditation. So what I would say is your finances actually should turn out to be quite good for this month. And the only thing that I would add to that is to make sure you stay in touch with spirit, with your higher self. But I would think you should be pretty happy with where your finances end up. And I want to say hello to Anissa and hello to Mary in the chat room. Mary Hawk, it's good to see you. And Anissa says, my dog Bowie ran away during the pandemic. Is he still alive? Okay, I will read for that on the understanding that on the understanding that it's an emotional subject. and we'll see what the cards say. Well, the cards that I've drawn are the Princess of Coins, the Six of Lamps, and the Four of Wands. And I'm going to draw one more. And I've drawn the Three of Lamps. So the Four of Wands, again, is accomplishing something that is desired. The Six of Lamps is guidance from Spirit. And the Princess of Coins is having everything you need, but not being able to move forward. And the Three of Lamps is working with others. So my inclination would be to say, yes, Bowie is still alive, but not necessarily in a place where you would be able to find him. But alive, I would say yes. And hello to Steve Taylor in the chat room. Hello to Leo Yeager in the chat room. It's good to see you. And Mary Cavalcante says, something new has come into my life. Should I pursue it? So let us shuffle the cards for Mary. You know, one of the questions I've sometimes been asked is, how do you know when you've shuffled enough? And for me, after a certain point in time, you just can feel it. I can feel when they're ready to go. When you're first beginning, you don't necessarily have that. And so you just want to make sure you get them good and confused. For myself, it's just like an energetic feeling in my hands. So, should Mary pursue the new thing in her life? And hello, Zane in the chat room. It's good to see you. Now we shall draw 3 cards. And the first card is the Two of Cups, followed by the 10 of Coins, followed by the Queen of Swords. And I'm going to draw one more to go with those. And I've drawn the 5 of Coins. So the Two of Cups is the influence of another person, often romantic. The 10 of Coins is good, strong foundation, being in a good situation. The Queen of Swords is past experience and learning from that experience. So what I would say, looking at all of these, that it looks like a good situation to me, as long as you pay attention to the lessons of past experience. I'm going to draw one more, because of course I am. And I've drawn the 3 of Coins. So the 2 extra cards I drew, the 5 of Coins and the 3 of Coins. The 5 of Coins is loss or sadness. And I know that's a position that you have been in. The 3 of Coins is mastery of craft, learning, developing, going forward. So I think what I would say is that this will be helpful. Helpful in general. I would say yes, go forward with it. And hello to Sean G in the chat room. And then Leo has asked for a financial reading. Oh, and hello to Jason in the chat room. And so for Leo, I've drawn the Six of Swords, the Ten of Coins, and the Eight of Lamps. So, first card, the Six of Swords, and hello to Kieran in the chat room. The Six of Swords is a journey, and that can be a physical journey. It can be the influence of a different location in one way or another, since it's a financial question. The influence of people or places far away, or going to that place far away, or it could be development of new ideas, an internal journey. And with it, we have the 10 of Coins, which is being on a good, solid foundation, knowing what you're doing, moving forward in a good way. And the Eight of Lamps, which is personal achievement, accomplishing things you've wanted. So I would say altogether, it's a very positive reading for your finances. I would look for them to involve some different places and maybe some different people. But I'd look for them to go quite well. I'm going to draw one more card because, of course, I am. And I've drawn the Three of Cups, which is celebration among friends. And I would say that financially, you should have good times to look forward to. And then Mary Hawk would like advice on any advice on the lead up to Pagan Pride Day. Okay, so I had an SKP. The SKP is the Eight of Coins, or I beg your pardon, the Four of Coins. And then I drew Temperance, the Eight of Swords, and the Princess of Lamps. And what would I interpret that to be in terms of advice for the final lead up to Pagan Pride Day? Watch for blocked energy. The Four of Coins is blocked energy. The Eight of Swords is kind of the same thing. It's saying that there might be certain things that you can't initially seem to do the way you want to do them. To deal with that, you want to use temperance, creating new things out of existing situations. It's not necessary to go get anything additional to deal with that blockage. It's already there. You just have to do it differently. And the Princess of Lamps says, yes, and also remember to use your magic. Remember to use your spiritual skills to break whatever blockage you may find yourself dealing with. And we'll draw one more card for the final outcome of that. And we've drawn the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Lamps, which is the highly accomplished magic user. And it basically says that, yes, you can achieve whatever you want, and you can break that energetic blockage, whatever it is. You just have to use your own abilities to do it. And there you go. And with that, I see that we are... and hello to Jazz in the chat room. It's good to see you, Jazz. And with that, we are about halfway through our program. We're going to take just a moment to hear from our sponsor. And we want to thank our sponsor, Equinox Learning Hub. And we shall continue with our readings. And who is next? And I believe our next person is Kieran. And Kieran wants to know how to solve the problem between themselves and ST. So let us shuffle the cards for Kieran. I'm going to draw 3 cards for Kieran. We already have 2 escapees. If you're not familiar with what I mean by escapees, I mean cards that fall out while you're shuffling. And I was always taught that these are very important to include as part of the readings. That's why they fall out. So I'm going to start with the 2 escapees. The first one is the High Priestess. The High Priestess says that you must pay attention to your spiritual guidance here. Listen to your hunches, listen to your intuitions, follow them when they come. Spirit will guide you if you allow Spirit to do so. The second card that fell out is the 9 of Swords, the Ghastly Nightmare card. And what this means is that whatever you're afraid of having to deal with here, you will have to deal with. Now, at the same time, it's called the Ghastly Nightmare card, and part of the reason for that is that, like a nightmare, it can't really hurt you unless you fall out of bed trying to get away from it. So it's much better to face this situation head on than to try to get away from it. If you try to get away from it, it will only get worse. Instead, take the bull by the horns, deal with it in a forthright manner, and let Spirit guide you. And then the cards that we have drawn intentionally include the Queen of Swords, which is learning from past experience. So in terms of dealing with ST, consider your past experiences with this person, and consider any past similar circumstances you have been in, and apply the things that worked and avoid the things that did not. Let past experience be a guide. The King of Lamps is meditation, and again, letting Spirit guide you. You will have feelings of what you should do, and you should listen to them. And then the 5 of Swords says that there is conflict around the situation, which is kind of obvious, but also perhaps conflict in yourself in terms of what you want to achieve. So make sure that you're very clear on what it is you actually want. Make sure that you're clear on the outcome that you want, and that will help everything. And there you go. And then our next mini reading is Erica. And hello, Erica, if I didn't already say hello to you. And Erica would like a general reading and remarks that every area has taken a turn. And hello to Christine in the chat room. It's good to see you, Christine. And hello to Julia in the chat room. So let us shuffle the cards for Erica. We've drawn the Four of Cups, the Three of Coins, and the Princess of Swords. So the general advice for Erica, the first thing, the Four of Wands says that you either already are or soon will be coming into a fortunate situation where you will be achieving things that you have desired. So overall, I would say that you're even if things seem to have taken a turn that might not be desirable, they're actually leading you forward to a good place. With that is the Three of Coins, which is learning, self-improvement, self-perfection. You're going to learn a lot of things through this, and you're also going to find yourself in a strong position through the things that are happening. Then we have the Princess of Swords. And the Princess of Swords is care and communication. With the Princess of Swords, you want to be certain that you're minding your communications, that the things that need to be said get said, and likewise, the things that perhaps should not be said don't get said. So pay attention to your communications, particularly in ways that are relevant to these situations you're asking about. But overall, I think it's going to a good place. I'm going to draw one more card for you. And I've drawn the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords, again, is past experience. And she says to you that as you're dealing with these situations, remember similar things in the past. And remember what did work and what did not work. And avoid repeating mistakes from the past. And instead, try to repeat successes from the past. And you'll find that there's plenty in your past to advise you. And there you go. And then Christine would like a general reading. I don't do these mini reading shows too often, but if you like this kind of reading, every Thursday night we have Tarot Thursday with Reverend Mary Hawk, and usually with Reverend Brian Ellicott, occasionally with me, and that's a full hour of mini readings, and always a wonderfully fun show. And then we shall draw 3 cards for Christine. Our first card is the Three of Wands, followed by the Soul, followed again by the King of Lamps. The Three of Wands is a card of celebration, a card of good times among other people. And it says basically that you should be or be coming into a good period of time when things will be going in directions that you're hoping for them to go. And these things will be beneficial to your soul, to your soul's journey, and to your higher self. And you want to pay special attention to your higher self during this time, because the things that are happening are directly connected to the higher self and its needs. So pay attention to that. And then the King of Lamps, again, is meditation. So you want to make sure that you're staying connected to your higher self, your patron deities, and that you meditate frequently, that you let spirit guide you. And if you do all of that, you should find yourself in a good place. And we've drawn the Queen of Wands, which is basically happiness, satisfaction, being in a place you want to be. So if that doesn't describe where you are now, it does describe where you're about to be. Just make sure you stay spiritually connected while you get there. And everything is going to come out quite well. And then I believe the next question is Jazrick. And Jazrick would like advice on their communication style. And let's see if... And Erica says, thank you. I do see relevance in what the cards have said. I'm glad. And Kieran said, thank you so much. And we shall shuffle the cards for Jazz. And Jazz is the proprietor of Earth Spirit Emporium, which you can find on Facebook, and which is located in Crawfordsville, Indiana. Christine says, I needed to hear that. Thank you so much. I'm glad. We shall draw 3 cards for Jazz's communication style. We have 1 escapee. So the cards I've drawn are the Tower, 5 of Swords, and the Empress. And the escapee is the Fool. And because this is an unusual question about communication style, I'm trying to see how best to interpret these, but the first one, the Fool, says that all things are possible in a normal reading. It also represents the chaos moment. And in terms of your communication style, I would say that this represents communication happening without thinking, but in an intuitional style. I don't know if that's what we would say is the style of your communication at present, or perhaps what you need more of. The Tower is breaking free of limitation. So with our first card being the Fool, which is a lack of limitation, our second card being breaking free of limitation, I would say that you need to be careful that you're perhaps overly controlling your communication. You may want to not hold back as much. 5 of Swords is inner conflict. And looking at the rest of these, and hello to Janet in the chat room, I would be inclined to say that this also says that perhaps you find yourself conflicted over certain things that you wish to communicate. And I'm inclined to say, do not be. Communicate what you feel you need to communicate. And the final card is the Empress, which is prosperity and happiness. And I think what I would say is break down any communications limitations and communicate as fully as possible, and you'll be happy with the situation. And hopefully that is a benefit to you. And then I think we have one more. And Julia would like a reading. And this will be our last reading, because we really are at the end of the hour already, but we'll do a reading for Julia, because it's not like anyone is waiting to come on after me. And we have an escapee. And Jazz says, that's good advice. Thank you. Thank you, Jazz. I'm glad it's helpful to you. And I want to remind everyone that if you would like to have a full-length reading, I am available for this. And you can book one at CorellianPublishing.com, or you can message me. If you're in the Vermilion County area, you can come and have one in person. Oh. So we had 2 escapees. I thought it was just one, but the cards I've drawn are the Emperor, the Ace of Wands, and Death. The 2 escapees are the 4 of Wands and the 6 of Swords. The 4 of Wands is being in a place of achievement, a place where you achieve things that you've wanted to do, wanted to develop. The 6 of Swords is a journey. Can be an internal journey, can be an external journey, but that's where I'd say you either are finding yourself or you're about to find yourself. You've achieved or are about to achieve things that you've wanted, but they're causing a bit of a journey. A journey is coming from them. And again, that could be a journey of internal development, or it could be going someplace. The Emperor is cycles, and the Emperor reminds us that everything that goes up must also come down, and everything that comes down will also go back up. So whatever is happening in your life, remember it is temporary, and take the best advantage of it. If it's good, take all of the good that it offers. If it's not so good, remember, it's temporary. It too will pass. The Ace of Wands says that you're feeling very passionate about the things that are happening. And again, I would say you should be finding yourself in a successful situation, and that passion should be well rewarded. And it's followed by death. And death is change. And this kind of goes along with the Six of Swords, and saying that the achievement of the things you've been working on, the achievement of the things you've wanted, is going to bring changes in your life. Possibly even a change of location, certainly a lot of growth, a lot of movement. And that change will be good, but it is definitely there. So understand that you either already are starting those changes or they're coming. And if you find that unsettling, remember, it's all temporary. Everything will change. Last card, Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups says, make sure you see clearly everything you're dealing with. You may have some illusions about some of the things you're dealing with. You want to try to see beyond them and see things in a realistic manner. But generally speaking, it looks pretty good to me. And with that, we have come to the end of the half hour. I want to thank you for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow. And tomorrow is Wednesday, so my guest will be Chris Copeland, and we'll be talking about the newest things from Corellian Publishing. And that will be an interesting program, and I hope you'll join me for it. Now, let us close with our prayer, as we always do. Divine Mother Goddess, Divine Father God, beloved ancestors, we thank you for your presence in our lives. We rejoice in this walk we walk together, and we value the messages that you send us that help us on our way, whether through divination, meditation, omens, or through whatever means. We know that we can be constantly in touch with Spirit if we only allow ourselves to be, and that we can walk hand in hand as we go forward. Beloved Mother Goddess, beloved Father God, beloved ancestors, we thank you with great love, and knowing you are always with us. From respect, we thank you for your presence, and may you be blessed now and always. And I thank you for your presence. May you be blessed now and always, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Oh, and I want to say hello to, before we head out, to Birkin Koch, who is joining us from Anatolia. And it's wonderful to see you.